Good afternoon, Student Television Network. I'm Victor Georges.
And I'm Alexander Rogers. This year, STN is taking place in beautiful San Diego, California, which is where this great convention originated.
We traveled coast to coast to participate in this event that allows us to grow as future journalists and filmmakers. Today we're standing in front of the famous kissing statue that signifies the end of World War II, and we'll be featuring the history that makes the city what it is today.
San Diego's unofficial slogan is America's finest city, and we are going to find out why that is. On today's show, we discover how tourists have been getting to the city's landmarks, the transformation of the environment in San Diego and its surroundings,
the price being paid for lost history, and how proximity to Mexico has influenced culture. Get ready, STN. This is WBTV.
Cabs, rental cars, and metros are all ways of getting around the city. However, there is a more traditional way of moving around. Old Town Trolley Tours have been providing a closer look into San Diego's history for over 25 years. Kyle Brown will take us aboard this next story.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, on the right-hand side, you'll see the historic Hotel del Coronado, opened in 1888.
With hundreds of tourists riding the Old Town Trolley every day, they're enlightening people to the historic culture of San Diego. With high-rise buildings filling downtown, these professionals are entrusted with communicating the essence of this true old city.
It's very important for me to show the history of San Diego. You see, most people just associate us with our beaches and surfing and what have you, but we're far more than that. On the Old Town Trolley Tours, we go through 11 different portions of the city, and we tell the history of over 400 years of San Diego history along the tour today.
Visitors from across the nation come to San Diego for the weather and the beautiful sights. While they're here, they also discover the great historical value of the city.
My husband is a big history buff, so he likes history, so anything with history is right up his alley. So this way he gets to do a little history, I get to do a little sightseeing, and it covers, both of us are satisfied.
Old Town's narrated trolley tours is bringing the history back into San Diego's culture. With educated speakers on every trolley and eager passengers on board, the roots of Old Town will never die out. This has been Kyle Brown reporting.
All aboard!
Gotta go.
Over a century ago, the city was nothing but cacti and sand. Fortunately for those who settled here, there has been a major environmental transformation, starting with trees. Alexis Jones has groundbreaking details.
Beautiful San Diego has come a long way since its original founding. The agriculture that has been brought to this desert region started with the first Sarah palm tree in 1769, introduced by the Jesuit missionaries. The incorporation of these trees led to the flood of horticulture from people such as Kate Sessions, the mother of Balboa Park.
Alrighty, well, you know, San Diego has no trees that are native to this area. Most of our landscape is just shrubs and cactus, very dry.
However, this dry climate was not an obstacle for Kate Sessions.
In the late 1800s, there was a woman named Kate Sessions, and she was a teacher, but she'd always had a great love of plants.
Her love of plants led to what has now become Balboa Park's Botanical Gardens, which is filled with exotic species.
So she decided she wanted to open a nursery.
Without Kate Sessions, Balboa Park wouldn't be what it is today. Her efforts to provide environmental nourishment has brought trees to this desert climate. This has been Alexis Jones reporting.
After taking a look into transportation and nature in the city, it's time for a break.
Stay tuned to see how history might be sacrificed in order to make a buck, and how nearby Mexico is leaving its mark on Old Town's culture.
We'll be right back.
Go on a historical journey. Watch history come alive. Look at San Diego through a whole new lens. Appreciate San Diego's rich and diverse cultural background. Experience tales of a bygone era. It truly lets history live on. Take a journey to all of San Diego's historical sites. Find out how San Diego became the city it is today. With Old Town Trolley Tours, you will truly travel through time.
Love the momentary gratification. Watching the cigarette burn, watching the smoke swirl. The bonding I experience with other smokers. Feeling of creating a ritual.
Is it really worth it? Learn to quit now.
Welcome back. While some feel that San Diego is rejuvenating, others feel that its timeless history is not worth building structures in order to make money. Brendan Marr will give us his outlook on this controversial issue that affects locals and tourists alike.
San Diego, a city that is filled with history, but some feel it's time to empty the glass. New buildings pop up here every year. Disregarding the fact that as old establishments go down, the history does too. Unfortunately, greed is the driving factor in piercing the heart of the city. But what's the price of lost history? Every condo built, every store opened, every site lost takes away from what makes San Diego the finest city in America. We need to remember that history should not go by unnoticed because it makes us who we are today. This has been Brendan Marr.
With Mexico only 12 miles away from us, it's inevitable that its vibrant ways has influenced the native California culture. The culinary, colors, and customs have definitely made a splash on San Diego. Brianna Kennedy will show us how Mexican culture has slowly but surely made its way into our nation.
The sidewalks of Old Town San Diego overflow with people who want to experience the rich history the city bestows. Only 20 miles away, Mexico has greatly influenced the culture of Old Town, starting when settlers first landed there in the year 1769, allowing people to still migrate from Mexico to share more of their culture.
It's actually a family business, so we've had this for about 15 years. A lot of Mexican ceramics, acapulcos, dolls, Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos. We're lucky to be that close to the border to get that tradition and the souvenirs and the history behind that.
When planning to come to historic San Diego, Old Town is known as a hot spot for history. Thousands of tourists come year-round to experience this new culture, allowing for diversity in this melting pot of a country.
There's a lot of culture, there's a lot of music, a lot of food, a lot of people here experiencing just the different music and their opinions. I like to listen to other people about their opinions and what they're seeing and digesting.
America's finest city thrives today due to the entrepreneurs of the past. This has been Brianna Kennedy reporting.
History isn't always what's written in books. Every corner in this great, gorgeous city has a little piece of San Diego within it.
That's right, and history is always in the making.
Thank you for tuning in. This has been Victor Georges
and Alexandria Rogers. Enjoy the rest of the convention.